It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast. With Kyle.
Quite honestly, Steve, I don't think we've done anything as good as what we did that first 30 minutes since... Thinking that
did that build? That was great.
Yeah, it's fine. It wasn't really good like audio bit though, you know?
Yeah.
And of course, you had to be there physically because if you weren't, you didn't see the billboard.
And Steve.
I guess that was probably the best, thing we've done since
Ice cream taste test was
Hey!
fun a couple years ago.
that was a video, not on the actual podcast. That was a crush.
We've done nothing.
We've really done not a lot of good stuff over here.
Live on tape from APS 3 point whatever, it's the Steve and Kyle podcast.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Kevin MacLeod, tickling the ivories.
You think if we could go back, we'd pick a different type of music to welcome the audience in every week?
Never. I cannot imagine this podcast without Malt Shop Bop.
I feel like that Malt Shop Bop has really kind of directed the way this podcast goes in terms of its flow and material. That maybe if we found something, I think the cool kids would call it crunchy.
You want to replace Malt Shop Bop with some dubstep?
Yeah, or maybe something really like heavier.
Time for that beat drop podcast. That was my impression of dubstep.
I think you nailed it. Here's mine. Mine would be if you could just go ahead and pull up a audio sample of a 56 kbps modem connecting from circa 1999.
Oh, how many baud is that?
That sound. Is there anything? And you're just a few years older than me, but we're in the same kind of age bracket. Is there anything that transports you to a generation in your life, like the sound of that phone, of that modem,
that
connecting?
Well, that, and if you, if said in a certain way, the word "welcome."
Right, it's the AOL sound.
You've got mail.
Which back then was...
that is so. Yeah, that's one of those things, and it's funny too because if you look at it on like the timeline of events, it was such a short-lived thing.
It really was.
I mean, they had their dominance for
3 years.
I was gonna say maybe like 10 max.
Yeah, you're probably right. They were the advent of the internet. So let's call it. And I know the internet wasn't invented at this point, whatever. Let's call it 1994, 95, when they really started to get that foothold where you'd have to go to, the gas station and try to swipe one of those free 700-hour CDs.
Right, yeah.
So you could get online for free.
Man, I still remember getting the discs in the mail every month. They'd send those things. Man, that's probably why they went out of business.
That's a heavy overhead. Yes.
That was like before the advent of like those home postage machines and everything. Like you're probably... So is it one guy's job just to go to the post office every day with a box of discs loaded up in envelopes?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here again.
Yeah, Mr. L. A and O are back at the office. A and O were pushing L around.
You think... Maybe put that on the poll. We're A and O pushing L around back at the office. It's important to get to the bottom of these deep questions that we have on a regular basis.
That is a sound, though, that... What is the age range now to where that means nothing? What age, if you were to pull up on your computer right now, modem connecting audio, and played it for whoever... Yeah. What's the age cutoff to where they say, what the hell is that? Or the next person in line, just with a big grin on their face because they remember the first time they saw a naked woman on their computer screen.
Right, yeah. It only took 4 hours to download.
It was a picture, but it was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that number for you?
I mean...
Because we talked about it. I'm in my late 20s. You're in your early 30s. Is it teenagers?
I would say that, let's see, on the low... How old are you? 30?
I'm 35.
I would say a 30-year-old probably doesn't know that sound.
Boy, and that's nuts.
Yeah.
So that puts them at... So 30-year-old, that means they were born in 1992 today.
Yeah, because
so that means
I remember
they're getting online. Let's say they're getting online at 13.
Well, by the time I got to college, which was fall of '99, that was the first time that I had like high-speed internet where it wasn't dial-up. We had
really?
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe it might have been a little bit earlier than that. We might have had it, but I remember like we didn't have. There wasn't Wi-Fi anywhere. It was, if you had a computer at the house, it was plugged into, whether it was the cable modem. So we probably did have a modem. Okay, maybe like 97 or something. But yeah, I would think that for a 30-year-old now, they were 7 at the time, maybe. Between 5 and 7, so they wouldn't have known.
I'm trying to pull up statistics on how AOL is doing.
They're not still a thing, right? Are they?
I have an article. Oh, never mind. Well, this is 1999. I typed in AOL 2022, and they gave me a because I believe they are not thriving, but I think they're surviving.
AOL.com
on that whole generation of people who just never shut down their service.
Yeah, still paying for it.
Like the estate of Gertrude is probably still paying AOL every month, and they probably keep raising their price. So it's up to like $200. They dropped off the global Forbes list of computer services in 2014. They ranked,
that is 10 years later than I would have thought.
They ranked 1,768 in the year 2013. How do we remember AOL? Do we remember AOL as like a true success story? Do we remember them as the blockbuster who laughed Netflix out the door when they wanted to sell to them?
I don't know.
They were the only... realistically,
it was
the game
in
that
and like Net Zero. I remember we'd hear about Net Zero.
The local whatever, right? As of May 3rd, 2021, if you had to guess how many people were still actively paying for AOL, what would your guess be?
So AOL, because it used to be like that was essentially the internet service provider.
Correct.
So you would pay for that to experience the internet.
Yes.
But now you don't need... So there are still people... Because you would still need like internet service at your house, but I don't think they provide that anymore, do they?
I don't believe anymore. I do have a caveat for how many people are still paying for AOL today.
I bet it's 3 million.
As of 2021, 1.5 million people are paying for AOL.
So crazy. How much is it?
But now they get tech support and identity theft service instead of dial-up internet. So this article in 2021 claims...
They've pivoted.
Yeah. They claim that the average... or the total number of people still using dial-up is in the low thousands across whatever user base AOL would claim. They had to report those numbers, I believe, when Time Warner... when there was a big sale.
Yeah.
So there are 1.5 million monthly customers paying $9.99 or $14.99 per month for AOL Advantage. Average revenue is $10 a month. That's $180 million of annual revenue for AOL.
How about that?
That there's nothing quite though like that time and place of being transported back to the modem sound.
It takes me right back. That sound, that's one of those things. It's one of those sounds that just like instantly I am at the big ridiculous wooden desk in the den at our old house. The old Macintosh Performa 550 chugging along. dong, 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 dong. I remember our modem, because back then the modem was like, it was a separate little thing. It was about the size of this like external hard drive that I have here. So roughly dimensionally about the size of a cell phone, but a little bit thicker. Uh-huh. And so it was sitting on one of the shelves on the computer desk.
Sure.
And it was so loud, and whenever it would do the whole bang dong, it would like vibrate, but it didn't have those little like rubber isolator feet pads on it.
Yeah. So it was just shaking, yeah.
Yeah, so we actually had ours wrapped in like a dish towel just to muffle the sound just a little bit and to keep it from like vibrating and falling off the shelf.
This is a really nice play, and you know what? We should actually put this on a list to ask Brother Mike about when he's here in just 2 weeks. We're going to be recording with Brother Mike.
Boy, glad you reminded me, because...
Yeah, oh, hey, you're going to have visitors.
Yeah. They're not staying here.
Oh, not invited.
Not a chance.
Oh, nice air mattress over there.
Maybe Daniel and Joey can stay here.
Got a nice big sofa back there. Mm-hmm. You regret bringing that sofa with you, by the way?
Do I regret it?
Yeah.
No, not at all. I love it.
I just see it and I'm like, boy, it's very big. It was obviously probably a big chore to get it down here. And then you're not down here often, are you?
No, but when I am down here,
you're sitting on that.
I like it. I love that couch.
I feel like that's something that inevitably when you go to the next house, that thing doesn't come with you.
I really want to keep it. It's so comfortable. And that was that. Oh, never mind. Don't want to go down that road.
So the two nephews are welcome to stay here.
Yeah.
Studio only.
Uh-huh.
Air mattresses.
Yeah.
Don't touch the equipment.
We'll give them one of Evelyn's little potties. A little potty seat.
That's right.
In the corner.
And then maybe we can plaster a picture of what the outside looks like. Right. So they think there's a window.
No, there's that. We'll just pull up
the screensaver.
Yeah, we'll pull up a picture on the Tron. I'll go out on the back deck, take a picture, and then we'll load it up on the Tron.
Yeah.
And then they can just say, oh, what a nice day it is out there.
We'll have to ask Brother Mike about his experience, because he was probably, he's older, just older than you, that he was in the workforce when this advent of the internet and AOL and everything.
Yeah.
And he's in the financial game. Mm-hmm. I would wonder.
Is he?
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard. Switched his job about 6 years ago.
What's he up to? Doing stocks and bonds?
No, just mutual funds.
Mutual funds.
That's right. That's where the money's at. Everybody says.
Gun to your head. Do you know what a mutual fund is?
I'll post that on the poll too, because there's no way. There's no way. I understand.
Don't even try.
Hang on. Hang on. I think I've got this.
All right, hold on. Let me go to.
You pull up the definition.
Okay.
I'm just typing out this poll, so if you hear me typing, it's definitely not searching out what a mutual fund is.
Okay. I have it. A mutual fund is a...
So a mutual fund is a collection of individual... I don't think it's individual stocks. I think it's a collection of bonds.
So in your definition of a mutual fund, you're telling me what it's not.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that you understand.
Okay, well, just to get this out there, it's also not a Camaro, and it's also not Big Bird,
listen,
and it's also not chocolate bars.
Me to the audience here, everybody's had this interaction where you have to talk to a real idiot about things, right? So you got to make sure they understand what it's not.
So I'm the idiot in
this scenario. So what I'll also, while I'm finishing up this explanation, I'll chime into some other things it's not, so you don't get so confused. Again,
I'm gonna eat a fart. I'm stupid. That was me.
That was Steve just talking normal,
playing the idiot.
Multiple times an episode, I have to get you to stop chomping on our audio deadening panels.
I mean, I love the taste of fiberglass sometimes.
Something about that scratch going down the throat that really reminds you.
Mm-hmm.
It is a collection of individual bonds. And if you're going to ask me what a bond is, I'm going to tell you to go right to hell. Because I don't know. Isn't a bond a guaranteed...
We're just talking mutual funds. So, again, to recap, within your definition of a mutual fund...
Also, I'm sorry, it's not a chair.
Within your definition of a mutual fund, you're now asking a counter question to me about something that it is also not.
Listen, you know what? I sit here every week. and I copy down nearly verbatim your reviews of the Marvel movie review. Okay? This is no more and no less directionless than one of those.
My apologies.
My definition includes some questions.
Okay.
Here's the actual question about mutual funds. Do you think Brother Mike could explain it?
No. No, he's been doing it for, 20-some years at this point. Probably has... I would say, well, look, if you ask me, how does a radio station work?
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
I go into a studio, I hit an on button, I talk into one of these,
right.
And somehow 30 miles away, you're driving in your car and you can hear me?
Right. Makes no sense.
No sense whatsoever.
Steve, could you tie this thread tight for me and give me the official definition, please?
Actually,
of a mutual fund.
Can you just recap in 5 seconds? Mm-hmm. What your definition was?
Sure.
Because
yeah.
I feel like it's still happening.
I am super glad you brought it back. I'd really like to get back into this. Here it is. Final definition.
Okay. A mutual fund is
a collection of individual bonds. Huh?
That's it?
That's what I got.
Okay.
I feel like that's the. Listen. Again, just me and you, listener.
Yeah.
Really got to dumb it down for a lot of the people I'm trying to explain it. So I don't want to get into a lot of the minutia of it. Mm-hmm. Without giving us the actual definition you have pulled up on the internet, could you first maybe give me just a rough estimate, a percentage of how correct you think I am compared to the internet?
Okay.
Did I get a word that maybe dinged close enough? Maybe a...
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. You... maybe.
Well, it started better than what it's...
No, you did. Because you said collection.
Oh, hey, all right.
And that's not in the definition, but the idea of that is.
Oh, good. Well, as long as I'm in...
Okay.
Not the ballpark, but inside the zip code of a word.
Okay. So do you want the actual definition?
Yeah, give me the actual definition of a mutual fund.
Okay. This is, let's see, from the Oxford Dictionary, it looks like. An investment program funded by shareholders that trades in diversified holdings and is professionally managed.
Yeah, nailed it.
But the one, there's two different definitions. A mutual fund is a professionally managed investment fund that pools money. So you had said a collection.
Oh, collection, yeah.
Yeah, pools money from many investors to purchase securities. Don't know what that is. So like a security guard?
Is it a security? Yeah, so like they're guarding the building that they're doing the computer work in?
We got all the money in here.
Or is a security a stock? Boy, oh boy, we've... Listen.
I'm not done.
I'm sorry.
Okay. This term is typically used in the United States, Canada, and India, while similar structures across the globe include the SICAV
of course.
In Europe.
Should we write these words down?
And not done yet. An open-ended investment company in the UK.
Okay. Should we write down some of these words and just throw them at Mike when he's here?
Maybe
SICAV, and just see what he says?
Send my brother a text right now and be like, how's the SICAV looking today?
Okay.
That's all caps SICAV.
CAV. How's the SICAV? Okay. How's the all caps? So that's what
it's
is
an
the
acronym.
Actual? Yeah, I was going to say, what's the acronym? How's the SICAV looking today? Our apologies to anybody who actually uses Brother Mike for these, if he answers with just the world's dumbest answer. Is there anything that makes you feel less prepared to retire than not having a clue what your money is actually doing?
Every now and then, usually it's once a year, I go and see
good man Ron.
Our good friend Ron. Do you still deal with Ron?
I finally told him to stop emailing me. Not rudely, but no. Really? He would essentially, when I worked with you for Dainty Hunchback, he would be the one to cut my checks. Mm-hmm. And that was the extent of every interaction.
Oh, so you don't have any...
No, and let me tell you, listeners, those checks were not worth the time to discuss investing them.
Well, look, I mean, we had to skim a little bit off the top for your union dues,
and listen,
obviously.
I don't blame anybody. I worked there for 5 years, never asked for a penny more. I liked what I was doing. That's not the point. I'm not griping about anything.
You could have bent them over, man.
I know I could have asked for more. I don't know if I would have gotten it. And for me, it wasn't. I don't know. I liked what I was doing well enough, and it was easy enough, and I was in such a rhythm that I just never cared to. I was doing it for the enjoyment of being associated with the radio program. Again, don't listen anymore. I'm not a fan of the production.
Production's not good.
Could use some.
But just think, if you had invested those massive checks.
Oh my God! Can you?
You could be in tune with the SciCav European markets.
The tens of dollars that would have been invested on my behalf, understanding the psych. Okay, hang on. All right. Are you referring? This is from Brother Mike. I'm sorry, I should have clarified. I said, "How's the SciCav looking today?"
Yeah. I mean,
said,
typical
which
question.
you and I know.
Yeah, we know
we're not dumb.
The European markets, obviously.
He said, "Are you referring to the European fund structure?" So what I'm guessing is that our question was very, very dumb. I'm just going to say, "You got it!" Exclamation point.
Just say, "Yeah, duh."
Yeah, that's a better one. Really make him feel like. We already knew. Why is he catching up?
Right. Like, what kind of stockbroker are you?
That's what he's doing, right?
Is he a stockbroker?
Is he shelling penny stocks out there? Is he Leo DiCaprio from The Wolf of Wall Street? It's amazing. We make all this money. And by all this, I'm being relative.
Right, yeah.
And we contribute it to these things. And we don't have a clue what it is.
Why do I need to help a big company make more money off of my hard-earned dollar?
He said, I don't know a ton about them, but I know they're popular in Luxembourg.
Just say, okay, now make him feel, we got to make him feel.
We got to make him feel really dumb.
You're like, all right, I'll ask my friend who knows a little bit more, apparently.
All right, I'll ask my other stock shiller. He's going to, so he's seeing these and he's confused.
Right.
And then he's going to listen to this podcast and he's going to be angry. Right. One, because of, and this happens a lot.
Just say, we'll talk more on Tuesday.
That's We'll catch up on Tuesday is what I'll. This happens and it's funny because there's no rule or anything where people expect us to know everything.
Right.
But anytime a conversation swings around to that side of the pendulum where it's related to them.
Yeah.
Whether it's career field, hobby field, it doesn't matter. And you and I really, really show our asses. Right?
Pretty easy.
It's amazing how many people go, they're sitting there in their car, right. Headphones, maybe mowing the lawn, and they stop mowing the lawn, lift their hands off the mower and throw them in the air because of how dumb we are.
Yeah.
What do you think...
I'm so happy I'm never on the other end of that.
Well, here's the question I have for you, though. Is there a topic that maybe you don't think you would, but in your head, if you heard someone talking about it, maybe it's not meant to be snooty, but you're listening to a podcast, interview, something on the radio, whatever, and you, well, that's not right.
Yeah.
What is it for you?
I remember like 3 or 4 years ago listening to a clip of Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. And he had somebody on, and they were talking about like
lifelong ass shower, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. He was. It was like I didn't listen to that podcast, but every now and then, like his clips go viral because he says things and it has big guests on. And he said they were talking about Tesla.
Okay.
And the guy, whoever his guest was like, "Oh yeah, they're great cars and they're all electric." Mm-hmm. And Rogan was like, "Wow, they're not all electric. Aren't they hybrids? Like, don't they have a small gas engine? And like, you still put gas in them, right?" And then they were both like, "Yeah, I guess I don't know." And I was like, "No."
Would years ago, would that have been you with Apple? People talking about the iPhone or the new Air Mac or MacBook Pro, whatever.
That's so funny. I think about that every now and then. Like I used to, I would be so excited. Like, oh, the new iPhone's coming out.
Not necessarily that you were even going to buy it because you weren't like a yearly phone buyer, were you?
In fact, I was always like the generation behind because I didn't have any money to buy the new one. So I would just wait until the new one came out and they greatly reduced the now old.
So you're
one.
getting the 1-year-old model.
Yeah.
For the reduced rate because they're trying to push the new one, right?
So I'd basically be excited about the technology that I was going to see in another year or two.
Yeah. So would you then discuss it with Shane, because you were even on the side gig, you were known as Apple guy, right? Mm-hmm. For a couple of years, that was a running thing. But would then, if somebody were to come up to you, and maybe not a listener, but talk to you about Apple, would you then be embarrassed because you were such a guy who you were in the know, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you acted pompous about it.
No.
But you would have. Well, yeah, that is the iPhone 7.
I guess if you want to get that one.
Yeah. Here's my 5S. Whatever,
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was because everything on the radio show, as you know, tends to be.
It's all exaggerated.
Amplified just a bit.
It's just the way
so,
it goes.
Yeah, if, from time to time, it's like, I saw a 2-car accident yesterday. Well, eventually it's going to be, Steve saw a 10-car pileup yesterday.
Right.
We
do it here too to a degree.
Sure.
I mean, we talked about how the Jeep you bought was inherited because a family and their dog was murdered in it.
Murdered. Yeah. Not an accident. Like they were driving and somebody actually came up and shot them while they were driving.
That's right.
Terrible.
That's much more accurate. Terrible. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know where they get that idea from. Yeah. Terrible gimmick to run though. They should really rein that
in. Man, but we digress. Oh yeah, I think you had started saying, is there anything that ever makes you feel less prepared for retirement?
Yes.
Yeah, that happens to me usually 2 or 3 times a year. I will get very paranoid and I will think I'm going to have to work until I am 119 years old and I don't have nearly enough saved. And now I have 2 kids. What the hell am I going to do? And so our friend Ron, who is a certified financial planner, I believe is his actual title. I've been working with him since I started working at the radio show. And so I'll go in there once a year and he pulls up all the charts and the graphs. And it's like, this is now is on the left-hand side of the chart. And when I'm 65 is on the right-hand side of the chart. And there's all kinds of like arrows and lines and everything. And some are going up and some are going down. And I'll just say to him, what do I have to do? And he'll say, do a little of this or do a little of that, or maybe less of this or more of that. And then he types everything into this program that he has and he hits like compute. And then that tells me what my percentage likeliness,
your goal?
Yeah, what my percentage likeliness of reaching that goal is. And as long as it's more than like 30%, I'm like, so you're telling me there's a chance.
So you're rooting. You're a real underdog here in terms of ever being able to retire.
I am undersell, over deliver.
Right. So you're coming home from this meeting, maybe, Annette's, you got 2 kids now, 2 dogs. Maybe Annette didn't go. You're like, hey, got to go talk to Ronnie. That's what you call him.
Yeah.
Got to go talk to Ronnie. Going to get an update. I'll give you the deets when I get home because that's how you talk to your wife.
Yeah.
The deets, Ronnie, you're Johnny Casual over there.
Yeah. You
come home. You sit in the park. You sit in the garage. You weep for a few minutes because you got the news that you're at 30%. Right. Okay.
Well, I don't know. 30% is pretty good.
So let's role play this out a little bit.
Okay.
You're in the garage. You've wiped the tears away because again, there's a 70% chance you can't retire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, look, Hall of Fame baseball players. If they hit 30%, that's 300. They're in the Hall of Fame.
I'll post it on the poll. Is a 30% chance to retire worthy of the Hall of Fame? Because I think you're absolutely right.
Appreciate that.
So you sit in the garage.
Uh-huh.
You've run through the scenarios of you sitting at a board, local news chat in like Noblesville, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, head down, you're dead. That's the 70% chance. Okay. Is you're dying while you work. You've run through this all in your head in the garage. Mm-hmm. You're now walking inside. Family's there. You hear the noise. Dogs click-clacking around. You force a grin on your face. Say, "Hi, honey."
"Hi, honey.
I'm home. I'll be Annette."
Yeah.
"Hey, Steve. How'd the meeting with Ronnie go today?"
"Well, it went well. I just realized I left something in the car in the garage."
Oh, okay.
Then I proceed to go out into the garage, hook a hose up to the tailpipe, circle the other end right back in the window, start the car.
Send her a text to be in an hour.
Just working on the carburetor.
Send a scheduled email to 911@gmail.com.
Put myself out of my misery. At least they'll be able to get the insurance.
Maybe you're just you put on the happy face, and for the next 3 weeks over dinner, you just start leaving newspaper clippings of jobs around the house.
Boy, this really turned depressing.
Well, listen, you said you're really hinging on the 30. And a lot of times what people say about 30% is that it's not as good as 70.
Yeah, that is one of the things they say. How's your portfolio looking these days?
It's I just talked about this with Katie a little bit yesterday.
Do you have a portfolio?
I do.
I want an actual physical.
Here's what I want.
The accordion folders with the little.
I don't even know what I'm going to put in it.
The little string.
But once a month, I want to change these glasses out for older man glasses that are really cut off at the top and they sit way down on my nose.
Yep.
And I want to, pour myself a bourbon. Mm-hmm. And I don't care the time of year. It's gonna have I'm gonna have a long sleeve on because I need to button those sleeves up to the elbow.
You gotta get down to business.
And I'm gonna sit down with my glass of bourbon next to me, my accordion portfolio in front of me, my half glasses down on my nose.
Yeah.
And I'm going to unravel those twines and pull out all those documents that I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Yeah. And you have to hold them up, but you got to tilt your head up so you're looking down through the glasses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's like a statement from 2006.
Yeah. But that's so you can go back and compare to what the return on investment was during the Bush years.
Right. Oh, yeah, boy, the economy was booming back in 2009.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, should have skipped 2017. Whatever,
Boy, yeah. I think for me, it's just a lot of blind faith. It's hoping.
You're assuming it's going to average out and you're going to make money and you'll be able to retire.
It's hoping that I'm not investing with Bernie Madoff.
Right. Right. He's not taking your money and then, giving it to other people saying, hey, here's the return on your investment, and then lying to you about how much money you have.
Yeah, even that reference I just made. I don't even know what that means. I know Bernie Madoff was a bad guy, and he took people's money.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah. And I don't know, invested it or told people he was investing it and then just pocketed it or whatever.
Yeah, the Madoff thing is fascinating to see, and to see the scope of people who got.
You think we could start something like that?
I can get a Madoff off the ground? Yeah. I'll buzz out the poll. Maybe people have... Would you invest in our Madoff?
We'll just spell it MADE-OFF. Right.
In our
slightly different
scheme.
Guaranteed to make you millions.
You will make money until we go to the jail. I was talking about this yesterday with Katie because I hadn't checked because I know the market's been down. I know it's been ugly. And I was in a while there where I would check my 401ks and whatnot about once a week. Just checking the dollars, see the percentage until I finally said, hey, this is nothing but sad.
Yeah.
Let's stop. So I know it's been at least 3 months since I've looked because it said when I tried to log in the other day, it had a... remember your device for 90 days. So I had to re-sign in. I had to go find my password, reset it, and all that stuff to log in again. And I was able to log in and see. It's actually kind of funny because I saw the percentage year growth, was nearly identical to my percentage contribution. So I knew that dollar amount there that I have, pretty damn close to the dollar amount it was at the start of the year.
Right.
So I've been contributing to break even.
Oh boy, that's a good feeling. But I mean, it's good. The market's got to bounce back, right?
That's what everybody tells me.
Don't know what that means. So
you just nod your head and say, "Boy, ebbs and flows." Yeah.
So the long and the short of it is, invest in mutual funds, everybody.
That's right. We've got a guy.
We do. Yeah. If anyone needs a mutual funder,
he will take your money and then apparently just lobs it into like a pentagram type circle
with a bunch of other money,
a bunch of other money, and a bunch of other people.
A bunch of businesses back up a truck and say, "I need this much."
Yep.
They throw it in the truck.
Out the door.
They go off, do their business, then they give the profits back to the pentagram.
That's right. This satanic mutual fund.
Financial advice. Hey, look, we talked finance. Now we can enter.
We need to I'm telling you, we need to do a tag update live on this podcast sometime, so we can kind of wash out the old ones that we haven't talked about in a while and add new ones, so we can start gaining that new hold in the religious base and those people, sad people, listening to financial podcasts.
Right. God, just imagine somebody who actually knows what they're talking about.
Oh, listening to this. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. What would your item be today? That maybe not snooty, maybe not on purpose, but you're listening to it in a podcast or in the car and you're shaking your head. You're thinking, I can't believe they just said that. How do they not know about XYZ? What is XYZ for you to where you're frustrated that people don't know as much as you? And well, you think because it is an irrational thing. Oh, he doesn't know as much as me about this.
Right.
Well, okay, that doesn't mean they can't discuss it, right?
I think that because we're thinking about getting, we're in the early stages, or we have been in the early stages of Annette getting a new car.
Okay.
So
getting rid of the Subaru. The death Subaru.
As far as I know, no one has ever perished in that car.
Apologies.
So I don't I really, really invest a lot of time in okay, say she wants to get a new Forester or whatever. I will know more about it by the time we go to the dealership than the dealer. And I'll still ask the polite questions
sure.
Oh, what's the horsepower rating or whatever?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, it's about, 214. And
He's
in my
got
head,
the sheet or the computer.
Yeah. And in my head, I'm like, no, it's 238. I'm at 4,000 RPM. I have those those bursts, those micro bursts where I can be hyper focused on something, learn everything about it really quickly.
Yeah.
And then once I don't need it anymore, it's like dragging something to the garbage can on your computer screen. I'm just like, gone.
So you'll forget about it. The day after she buys the new car, you won't. If I asked you what's the horsepower rating on a new car, you'd say, what's the horsepower rating?
Yeah, no idea.
Have you thought about using that, though, to really game it? Heading into the dealer, maybe you just dress as a different person, right? So you've got a dumb hat on, right? And, shoes on the wrong feet.
Don't know why I can't just wear a normal hat.
No. This is how you're going to save money. Dumb hat. Shoes on the wrong feet.
Okay.
And then glasses with one lens missing. And when they ask you what happened,
do I have a bucket on my head or something too?
When they ask you what happened to the other lens, you say it popped out on the way here. You'll find it later.
Right. Okay.
So then maybe you talk to the dealer with one eye closed the whole time.
I don't think that.
No, you haven't. You haven't heard the plan yet.
Yeah, but you wear glasses. If you take your glasses off, your eyes don't immediately shut. That's not how glasses work. The glasses aren't there to keep your eyes open. Although, I don't know. I don't wear glasses.
Maybe it's a balance thing, though, for you.
I'm not sure how
maybe
it works.
Because one eyeball working hyperactive because it doesn't have the glasses, and the other eyeball's all lazy and sleepy. So you got to close the hyperactive one so the other one can just work normal.
Okay. Again, not a glasses wearer.
Listen, I'm just trying to help you save money.
I'm not sure how, but okay, I'll go with it.
You're going to walk in like a real idiot. Okay? Again, shoes wrong feet, dumb hat, one lens in your eyeglasses.
Yeah.
And maybe a hunch. Can you walk with a hunch?
Yeah, absolutely.
You ever practiced walking with a hunch? It's not something you normally do.
Can I do hunch and limp?
I'd suggest one or the other.
Maybe a hunch and then not quite a limp, but I'll just like my right foot will just kind of drag sideways.
Like a dead foot is beautiful.
Yeah, here. Let me show you. I've been working on this.
Oh, I love this. Boy, meant for the stage almost, honestly. The fact you've been working on it. Let me see. Okay, so you're going to do a little hunch. Okay, I like the hunch. Hang on. Actually, you know what? This would be good. If you could back it up. I'd really want to get just an example of... Okay, so... Let me pull this a little closer. So, Steve, if you could show me a little hunch. I don't want a lot of hunch. Okay, that's good. Because that screams something wrong with you.
Okay.
But now, not enough.
Yeah. Because
we're looking for sympathy and to make these car dealers look like an idiot.
Okay.
Could you drag one of those feet while you walk for me? Okay, you know what? It's bordering on zombie, but I think you nailed it.
So
you're walking into the car dealer with Annette. So Annette's got baby strapped to her chest, pushing a stroller, holding Evelyn's hand.
Right.
Boom.
Okay, so that is our tried and true formula to get a discount on a new car.
Yeah, well, we haven't gotten to the plan yet.
Okay.
But yes, I mean, obviously, you're going to have to go in there and play the real idiot.
Okay.
Okay? So,
all right, so you're playing the part of the car dealer.
Yeah.
I'm playing the part of me, the hunched over,
dead-footed,
foot-dragging idiot. Okay. Well, all right, I just dragged myself in the door.
Yep. You know, I'm going to ask you what you're looking for.
Well, no, come on, play it out.
It's a long interaction. I mean, because
that's all right. Okay. That's all right.
Oh, hi there. How can I help you guys today?
Looking for a car.
Because now in my head, I'm already raising the price.
Okay.
Because I think I got you over a barrel.
Okay.
Okay. What type of car are you looking for today? What can I help your family with?
4-wheel.
But we've got them in droves, sir. Maybe I could show you our new mid-size SUV. Looks like it'd be perfect for a family of 3.5, like we got here.
How many sandwiches can I fit in there?
And here's the deal I can offer you on it today. I'm glad you came in today because it's the perfect day. It's sales day.
Oh, good. I mean, good.
You see that price on the window?
That
was yesterday's price. Can knock $500 off that today for sales day.
I thought today was Tuesday.
Everybody knows Tuesday is sales day down at this local car dealer.
And scene. Man.
So you got yourself a deal. I think you wait to pounce. You come in, you play the buffoon, like you talked about, because you're going in. You already know more than the dealer, like you said, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what's this number mean? And you're doing the thing that people who want to act like they know about cars when they're walking around the car, like you're putting your finger in the tread on the tire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good tread.
Good.
I'll get there.
Solid tread. What are they? Continentals or?
Was a 50,000 mile tire, or what do you got on that? And really, you know nothing else. You're like jostling the headlight.
Seems secure.
Yeah. So you're doing that until you sit down, and he says, "I think I got the car for you guys." He says, "I can get you out the door for $41,000." Mm-hmm. And then Steve, like Clark Kent, you rip those dumb glasses off, you sit up straight, and just to prove a point, you stomp your dead foot.
On his desk.
On his desk.
Like a gavel.
And that's where you unleash the car knowledge beast.
that burns from within.
And you start telling him everything about the Volkswagen Jetta that idiot has no idea about.
Yeah.
Until you work your way into a cheaper sale.
Well, I mean, I don't think that it was overselling to say that it was a tried and true method for getting a discount on a car.
Mm-hmm. I'm here for you.
All right, real quick before we move on, we want to talk about our sponsor, Athletic Greens, and their product AG1. So if you want better gut health, more energy, an optimized immune system, maybe you hate taking pills or vitamins on a regular basis and you want a supplement that actually tastes great for once, you can see what the hype is all about with Athletic Greens AG1. It doesn't taste like it's super healthy, which is nice. It kind of has a mild tropical taste that you'll actually look forward to drinking on a regular basis.
With just one scoop of AG1, you're going to be absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. It's a special blend of ingredients meant to support your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, energy, recovery, focus, and aging. Literally all the things. It contains less than 1 gram of sugar, Steve. That's it. No GMOs. There's no chemicals, no artificial anything, and it still tastes good. It's going to cost you less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health for that price, and it's cheaper than that nasty cold brew coffee habit that you seem to have every single day. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health.
Yeah, and to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is go to athleticgreens.com/emerging. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/emerging to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Steve, I've been meaning to ask you, and we didn't tease it at the front end because I didn't think we were going to get to the whole thing today because I didn't think you'd had time to get to the whole thing. So I wanted to check in on your progress that we agreed on last week of you watching WandaVision.
Yes.
How has that been going? How many episodes in are you? What are your thoughts? Not an official 1 minute, Steve's 1 minute Marvel movie/TV review. Mm-hmm. How has it been going around here?
I have watched none of it.
Okay.
I'm not sure how, in your brain, it was going to go. Mm-hmm. Because I struggle to watch a 2.5-hour movie every week. I wasn't really sure if I was going to be able to fit in roughly double of that in TV time.
I thought you would have watched 3 episodes.
3, huh? No, I had 0 because for roughly 72 hours, my son, Nicholas, Baby Boolin Wall, as we have renamed him here on this podcast.
So if that leaks over to the side gig,
oh no,
that will be my official announcement of a lawsuit.
For roughly 72 hours, he was the devil incarnate. It's pretty bad. Just if he was awake, he was screaming.
Oh,
if he was asleep, that didn't happen much. So
middle of the night, even this was happening.
No, I'm exaggerating a bit. He slept decent through the nights, but it was a little touch and go there for a couple days. We thought about maybe taking him back.
Well, right. Listen, you've
finding a fire station somewhere, and
is it a 90 or 120 day return policy on that, or?
Yeah. We're no matter what it is, we're still inside the window. No, he's good. It was just we had a couple of days where, and I know that we were super lucky with Evelyn. Like she was just an easy baby.
Yeah,
she was pretty carefree. Pretty much always happy. Had her moments, obviously, here and there. But, yeah, Nicholas, he's really testing us. He's a whole different ball game.
I was wondering if something was amiss just based on there wasn't the typical amount of back and forth that we may have during the latter part of the week when trying to figure out hey, when we're recording, anything any jokes or whatever we're talking about. And then you told me that Friday, I believe, or late Friday or Saturday morning. It's all blending together for you, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I figured something may be amiss based on all that. And then you told me that the Boulin Wall had been acting a fool lately.
Boulin Wall, he was... luckily, yesterday was pretty good. Today's been good. But yeah, it seems like it's like the flip of a switch. Could go either way. Doesn't seem like anything's actually wrong. Just seems like he's pissed at the world.
Just being a baby.
Just pissed at the world being a baby. Yeah. So hopefully, I don't know. No matter what source I look up, it says, growth spurt. That's the 7-week growth spurt, the 6-week growth spurt, the 8-week growth spurt. Like, if for the 8th week in a row they're going through a growth spurt, it's not a growth spurt. They're just growing.
I am so glad you mentioned something like that. And I hadn't thought about it. But boy, have I been upset about this for a long time. Okay?
What, are you about to gripe?
Listen, this is not play. I had not thought about it. I would be happy to, because...
Just stop right there.
Grr, he's mad. You're about to get an earful. So upset. He's angry. Hey, you!
I don't like when...
Kyle's Gripe of the Week. Gripe of the Week. Gripe.
My magnum opus.
Was that every different effect?
That's every single filter that I could utilize in that possible time frame on Adobe Audition.
1.5.
1.5. Circa 2006.
Okay.
Steve, I am so upset about
brother.
The idea of illnesses. Okay? Not that people are sick or can get sick. Every time you say either, hey, not feeling good, got a cold, whatever, or we were supposed to go hang out with so-and-so, but they're not feeling well. What does every person try to tell you, Steve? Well, it's going around. It's not. It's a disease. It doesn't go in phases. Cold season is year-round. It's not just going around the month of June because Billy the gardener had it and couldn't get to my garden this week.
You got a garden?
The estate has been doing well. The COVID has been good. Enough already. We all understand the cycle of the common cold, the flu, whatever, sinus infections.
Yep.
They're not just going around. They're literally airborne diseases that are there the whole time, Steve.
Preach.
Stop telling me, because I have a sniffle in August, that it's been going around because your friend Betty, her husband, had one 2 weeks ago. That's not something going around. That's something just existing, Steve.
Yeah. I've been saying it all along.
I went to the baseball game 2 weeks ago. Well, it's going around. Yeah, no shit. It's baseball season. For God's sake, people. It doesn't have to be an epidemic because 3 people you knew back in high school all had a cold at the same time. It's called illness and disease. Just deal with it. The rest of the world seems to think it's fine to just deal with COVID. Why do we have to act like the cold runs in the same cycle? Doesn't. Stop being so stupid. Going around. Get out of my life.
Oh, didn't expect that. I mean, I don't know why I didn't expect that.
I'm sorry. That one has been eating at me for years, too. But it's I think it's a generational thing. And I'm willing to say that.
Yeah. Old
are
people
you
say
going around saying that to,
No.
Right now, you guys are there's some illness at your work.
Mm-hmm.
Did you send it in the group chat? Do it right now. See how it goes. Well, it's going around. Yeah, we know.
Boy, I thought that this was wrapped up. It's just starting again.
We need an outro to tell, give me a few seconds to cool down, get away from it, because I'm still mad. It's ridiculous.
So we need a like a closer on it.
I guess. Because, I'm still ramped up. I haven't had the music time to sit back, take a breath, and calm down. Because in my mind, I'm being told by somebody older than me, well, it's going around.
Still going at it, huh? Still pissed.
Yeah, Reed's home from daycare today because, he's sick because another kid at daycare said, well, it's going around. I know! They're kids! It floats in their bodies everywhere. That's all they do is just exchange sickness. It's not the month of May.
I just threw together an outro real quick.
Okay.
You ready? Are you done? Are you done?
Steve, I've got to protect the ticker.
Okay.
Please wrap this up for me. If you had to pick your favorite filter from that, what do you think you would pick?
Gosh, I don't know. There's all of them.
I think mine is the echo chamber one. Could you play it back and I'll tell you right where that was, the echo chamber one?
You want to hear it again?
Yeah, backward.
Okay.
That one. Not the echo chamber, that one. I don't even know what those words are forward. Thank you, though, for allowing this podcast to be an outlet for me.
Always.
I needed that.
Always.
It feels good. That's now off my chest. And Steve, I hope things improve around here for you.
Oh boy, me too. Because if not, I might be moving. Like just
Fire
me.
stations, be on the lookout.
No, just me.
Oh, I was going to say, be on the lookout for a very tiny hockey goalie.
Dressed in his pads.
Dressed in full pads. Face mask.
Of course.
And a stick. Be on the lookout for that.
All right, at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We will hopefully hear from the Beard Father next week.
We forgot again, boy. We have been very lax in that.
I don't think today would have worked for him anyway.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of polls to get to next week.
Hopefully another Marvel movie review next week.
That's right. No chance.
All right, we'll talk to you next week. See ya.